Hey guys, in this video we will show you our top quality multi-time frame analysis that no one talks about. So stay tuned to do not miss your next move. So here's EURUSD, and looking at our weekly candles, we can see that price rejected our monthly effective resistance right here, but also it failed to break right through the daily effective support level right here along the bottom, and as you can see price stuck in the consolidation range between these two levels. But also as you can see price closed well below the round number level 1.22, which is also great, but as for now it's a little bit early to discuss it, since price stuck in the consolidation range, and as a result price may float in this range for some time, for instance like it was in the recent past. As you can see right here, price rejected the monthly level twice with the long week candles before moving down. So as you can see right here, we also have two rejections of our monthly level, and then we may expect a next wave to the downside. But again, all this should be confirmed through the lower time frames analysis, and to jump into the trade, we should wait for an exit from the given consolidation between our two effective levels to do not enter into the wrong trade. So with that being said, we establish an indecision bias for the EURUSD on the weekly, and let's go down to the daily time frame. And before we continue guys, let's take a look at our VP group performance. So as you can see, this week we made around 1400 pips in our VP community, so as always, great performance and beautiful week ended in the green. As always, our VIP community includes a trading program, including our top 3 strategies for the day trading, for the scalping, and for the gold price action trading, and live signals. Also guys, if you want to join or check other details, links will be in the description and in the comment section below as well. Feel free to check it out, and also if you have any questions, feel free to reach to our support team and you will be answered as soon as possible. Also guys, here's our free chat where we post one signal per week, so feel free to join as well. And with that being said, let's back to our analysis. So here's EURUSD daily time frame, and as you can see, here we have very tight consolidation on the daily time frame. Also then we got a rejection of our monthly effective resistance level with a beautiful green to red pattern, as you can see right here. And also on Friday, as you can see, we got a very long week candle which rejected our daily effective support level somewhere right here. And also as you can see, price failed to make a new low with this long week candle, and also not allowing for us to establish some kind of bearish bias, because like we already said, we should wait for an exit from the consolidation to establish a right bias on this pair, and again indecision bias on the given time frame. And with that being said, let's move on to our strategies section, meaning to the 4-hour time frame. So here is EURUSD 4-hour time frame, and let's discuss the bullish idea first. So here we have two opportunities for the long trade, and first of all, it's more aggressive entry. So we just put a trend line somewhere right here. We also here have some minor support level. As you can see, it was rejected multiple times in the recent past. And boom, we're just waiting for a breakout and then entering into the long trade with our first obvious target, this monthly level somewhere right here. And also second entry, which is more safe. We are waiting for a breakout of this monthly level, and then some kind of pullback or to the broken level or to the Fibonacci golden zone, and then jumping into the long trade. Okay, when it comes to the bearish scenario, again, we may draw a trend line somewhere right here. And as you can see, here's why we always should wait for a pullback when it comes to the breakout of an area of high confidence, because as you can see right here, we got an initial breakout with a great momentum, but price failed to show for us any pullbacks, and as a result we got green to red candlestick pattern, which also means for us a fake out. So to be sure about our bias and our trade, we should always wait for some kind of pullback. And back into our idea, when it comes to the short trade, again, it makes no sense to wait for a trendline break, and rather we will wait for a breakout of this daily level along the bottom somewhere right here, and then a picture perfect pullback to this broken zone somewhere right here. So only after the rejection of the daily effective level, we may jump into the short trade on the EURUSD. So here's our views on the EURUSD. Comment below what you think about it, and with that being said, let's move on to the pound dollar. Here's pound dollar weekly time frame, and almost the same situation like in the EURUSD case. So as you can see, we got a picture perfect shrinking candle setup somewhere right here, but this week price showed for us some indecision bias, again floating in this consolidation range between our monthly and weekly level, and as a result closing the week with this some kind of an indecision candle, again within the consolidation range right here. So also as you can see, price touched the weekly effective support level but failed to break a right read, causing this long wick to form. But also on the other hand, as you can see, price also tested our minor resistance level 1.32, along the top as well, and failed to close above that level as well. So again, all this telling for us about some kind of an indecision bias on the weekly time frame. So with that being said, let's proceed down to the daily to see more detailed picture on this pair. So here's pound dollar daily time frame, and again, almost the same situation like in the euro dollar. We have very tight consolidation between our two effective levels, monthly resistance and weekly support. But as you can see here, we have some bullish candlestick setup. Here we have bullish engulfing candle, and as you can see, the following candle is a picture perfect long wick candle, again rejecting some minor structure along the bottom. But on the other hand, as for now, it makes no sense to discuss this setup until the breakout of the upper bound of this consolidation, because as for now, like in the euro dollar case, we are waiting for an exit from the consolidation to clearly establish our bias on the given pair. So with that being said, let's move on to the 4-hour time frame to see some ideas for the coming week. So here's pound dollar 4-hour time frame, and first of all, let's discuss our bullish scenario. So as you can see, when it comes to the bullish bias, we got a perfect move up with almost all green candles in a row, and then we got a pullback to the 50 MA with a great red to green pattern, as you can see right here as well. So all this creates some kind of short-term bullish bias on this pair, but again, to enter long, we should wait for a breakout of this monster level somewhere right here, and then it would be better to catch some pullback to the Fibonacci golden zone, or even use lower time frames for more aggressive entry. And when it comes to the short trade, we as always may draw a trend line, and all that we can see right here is a beautiful area of high confluence right here. And to activate our trigger event for the short trade, price should break these three confluence factors, meaning the trend line, the 50 MA, and the weekly effective support level. And also, as always, to avoid such fake out like it was in the euro dollar case, we should wait for a pullback again, or to the broken level, or to the Fibonacci golden zone, or any other kind of pullbacks that could be catched on the lower time frames as well. And with that being said, let's move on to the dollar. So here's dollar CAD weekly time frame, and as you can see, price beautifully started the week rising up, but as you can see, as a result, price failed to maintain its growth and then dropped drastically in the following days. And as a result, we got this long wick candle along the top, which also, as you can see, rejects the round number level 1.21, as well as our daily effective resistance right here. But on the other hand, as you can see, we got some rejections along the bottom as well. That's why we have some kind of an indecision bias on the weekly, and should proceed to the lower time frames to see more detailed picture and establish our ideas on this pair. So with that being said, let's move on to the daily. So here's daily, and as you can see, after this drastic downtrend somewhere right here, price started to create some kind of wide swings, and it also started to float in the consolidation range, meaning the position accumulation, and then we can wait for an impulse move or to the upside or to the downside once this consolidation will be broken. But as you can see, more odds we have on the bearish side, because first of all, as you can see, we got this green to red pattern at the key daily effective resistance level, which is a very strong bearish candlestick pattern. But even more, as you can see here, we have even a long weak candle, again rejecting our daily effective resistance level, and also extra confirming our bias when it comes to bearish scenario. So all that we should wait as for now is a new low to enter into the beautiful bearish trade. But let's discuss it more in depth on the 4-hour time frame, and without further ado, let's proceed right into it. So here's dollar CAD 4-hour time frame, and first of all, let's discuss our bearish idea. So as always, let's start with the trend line. As you can see, we may draw a picture perfect trend line with the multiple rejections of it, so we got it. And also, as you can see, here is some kind of an area of high confluence. And to enter into the short trade, we should wait for just a breakout of the given trend line. And since we are already in a drastic downtrend, we may enter even without a pullback. The breakout of this trend line will act for us as a confirmation event, since our bias is already established. But also back into bullish idea, again we may enter more aggressively by putting trend line somewhere right here. So our first aggressive entry may occur after the breakout of this short-term trend line somewhere right here, and also the second entry, more safe, which we also recommend, is to wait for a breakout of this intraday level of resistance, and also wait for a breakout right through the round number level 1.22, and only after that look for some pullback and enter into the beautiful long trade. So with that being said, let's move on to the gold. So here's gold, and as you can see, this beautiful drastic uptrend continues like we expect in our past video as well. But as for now, as you can see, price touched this monthly effective resistance level right here, which stalled the price multiple times in the past. And when it comes to the next week, we will not recommend the long trades until the breakout of this monthly level and then a pullback to it with a great price action. But all this we will discuss on the lower time frames. But as for now, as you can see, looking at the weekly, we have an obvious bullish bias since we got 4 green candles in a row after the breakout of an area of high confluence. And with that being said, let's proceed down to the daily time frame to go deeper into our analysis. So here's gold daily time frame, and as you can see, it's a little bit hard to analyze the price action on the given pair on the daily time, because as you can see again, we got a beautiful momentum bullish candle right here, but then as you can see, price show for us some long weak rejection of this monthly level, falling then in the consolidation range. But all that we can say is that as for now, there is no reason to tell about the bearish bias, because as you can see again, drastic uptrend with higher highs and higher lows. And to take some bearish look on the gold, we should wait at least for some massive engulfing bearish candle somewhere right here, which also made a lower low and show for us drastic bearish momentum. So with that being said, again, bullish bias on the daily time frame for the gold. Here's gold for our time frame, and let's discuss the bullish idea first. So when it comes to enter long on this pair, we should wait initially for a breakout of this monster level, and then we are waiting for a pullback, since gold always pulling back element for us to enter with greater numbers. So then we wait for a pullback somewhere right here, as always drawing a trend line, and then once we got a trend line breakout, our bias will be fully confirmed and we may easily jump into the long trade. But when it comes to the bearish idea, we as always may establish a trend line somewhere right here. As you can see, we may draw a minor support level as well somewhere right here, with the multiple rejections of it even in the recent past. And as always, as you can see, we have our area of high confluence, where our trend line, minor structure, and the 50 MA perfectly lining up in one place. And again, to enter short on this pair, we are waiting for a breakout of our area of high confluence, and then some kind of pullback as always, just to be sure about our bias. So with that being said, let's finally move on to the US. So here's US oil weekly time frame, and as you can see, this week we got this beautiful bullish engulfing candle right here, also breaking out our weekly effective resistance level. But on the other hand, as you can see, we got some minor wick which is sticking out along the top, and that's why this breakout should be confirmed on the lower time frames to be 100% sure about our bias. So with that being said, let's move on to the 4-hour time frame to discuss our possible trade opportunities. So here's US oil 4-hour time frame, and to enter long on this one, we just draw a minor structure somewhere right here, and to enter long we just wait for a breakout of wheat, since price already showing for us a pullback, and to enter the trade we should always wait for an extra confirmation of our bias. But when it comes to the bearish idea, it's more interesting, since here we have a very wide divergence right here on the RSI indicator, and as always, to enter the short trade we may draw this very tight trend line, also minor support level somewhere right here, and boom, we build our 3 confluence zone. And to enter the trade short, we should wait for a breakout of this 3 confluence, and for this move we may jump into the short trade even without a pullback, since again our trigger event is already established. So guys, thanks for watching. Press the like button if you like the analysis, comment below what you think about this analysis, what pairs you track for the coming week. Also consider to join our VIP group as well. All links will be in the description to the video and in the comment section below. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to contact our support team. So again, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and see you the next week.